I want to talk to you today about moving forward. It's easy to go through life looking in the rearview mirror, focused on what didn't work out, on who hurt us, on the mistakes we made. If only I would have finished college. If only I would have spent more time with my children. If only that company wouldn't have laid me off after 20 years. That's just not right. But as long as you're living in regrets, focused on the negative things of the past, it's going to keep you from the bright future God has in store. You've got to let go of what didn't work out. Let go of the hurts and pains. Let go of your disappointments, your failures. You can't do anything about the past, but you can do something about right now. And whether it happened 20 years ago or 20 minutes ago, let it go and move forward. If you keep bringing negative baggage from yesterday into today, it will poison your future. You may have had an unfair past. I'm not debating that. What I'm saying is you don't have to have an unfair future. You may have gotten off to a rough start in life, but it's not how you start that matters. It's how you finish. Don't let what somebody did or didn't do for you be an excuse to live sour. Don't let a bad break, a divorce, a betrayal, a bad childhood cause you to settle where you are. Move forward and God will pay you back. Move forward and God will vindicate you. Move forward and you'll come into a new beginning. Nothing that's happened to you is a surprise to God. The loss of that loved one didn't catch God off guard. The business that didn't make it, the relationship that didn't work out did not stop God's plan for your life. Now the real question is, are you going to get stuck, fall into self-pity, become bitter, let the past poison your future? Or are you going to shake it off and move forward, knowing that your best days are still up ahead? In your automobile, there's a big windshield in the front and a very small rear view mirror. The reason the windshield is so large and the rear view mirror is so small is because what's happened in your past is not nearly as important as what's in your future. Where you're going is much more significant than where you've been. But if you stay focused on the past, you'll get stuck where you are. And this is the reason a lot of people don't have joy, no enthusiasm for life. They're dragging around all this negative baggage from the past. Somebody offended them last week. They've got that stuffed in their resentment bag. Last month, they lost their temper, said some things they shouldn't have. They've got that in their guilt and condemnation bag. 10 years ago, they lost a loved one. They still don't understand it. They've got that hurt and pain in their disappointment bag. They carry around their bag of regrets, all the things they wish they would have done differently. They've got their divorce in a specific bag, been mad at their spouse for years. If they went to take an airline flight, they couldn't afford it. They've got 27 bags they drag around with them everywhere they go. Friends, life is too short to live that way. Learn to travel light. Every morning when you first get up, forgive the people that did you wrong the day before. Forgive your spouse for what they said. Forgive your boss for being rude. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. At the start of the day, let go of the disappointments, the setbacks from yesterday. Start every morning afresh and anew. God did not create you to carry around all that baggage. And some of you have been holding on to it for years. It's not going to change unless you do something about it. You got to put your foot down and say, that's it. I'm not living in regrets anymore. I'm not focusing on my disappointments. I'm not dwelling on who hurt me, on what didn't work out. I'm letting it go and moving forward with my life. See, we should focus on what we can change, not what we cannot change. What's done is done. If somebody offended you, mistreated you, disappointed you, you can't undo that. You can either get bitter, pack it in a bag and let it weigh you down, or you can forgive them and go on. If you lost your temper yesterday, you can either beat yourself up, carry around the guilt and condemnation, or you can ask for forgiveness, receive God's mercy, and do better today. If you didn't get that promotion, you can get sour, go around with a chip on your shoulder, or you can shake it off knowing that God has something better in store. No matter what happens in life, big or small, if you will learn to let it go and move forward, then your past doesn't have to poison your future. I met a lady after the service a few years ago who had been through a divorce. We prayed several times that God would bring somebody new into her life. One day she met this man, fine, godly man, very successful. She was so happy about it. But she made the mistake of dragging all of her negative baggage into this new relationship. She was constantly talking about what she'd been through and how she was mistreated. She had a victim mentality. The man told me later she was so focused on her past, so caught up in what she had been through, he couldn't handle it. He moved on. That's what happens when we hold on to the hurts and pains of the past. It will poison you everywhere you go. You cannot drag around the baggage from yesterday and expect to have good relationships today. You've got to let it go. Quit living life looking in that rearview mirror. Start looking out the great big windshield. You may have had some bad breaks, but that did not stop God's plan for your life. He still has something amazing in front of you. When one door closes, if you'll stay in faith, God will always open up another door. When one dream dies, don't sit around self-pity, talking about what you've lost. Dream another dream. Your life is not over because you lost a loved one, you went through a divorce, you got laid off. You wouldn't be alive unless God had another victory in front of you. Now quit mourning over what you've lost. Let go of what didn't work out. How do you let it go? Quit thinking about it. Quit talking about it. Quit reliving all the negative things that have happened to you. When those pictures come up on the movie screen of your mind, change the channel. You have the remote control. You don't have to watch everything that comes up. If you keep reliving negative memories, thinking about how unfair it was, how could they do that to me, that wound will never heal. Every time you think about it, you're reopening it. The mind is very powerful. When you replay negative experiences, you will feel the same emotion as when it first happened. Before long, you'll be sad, angry, depressed, bitter. I know people, when that picture comes up on the movie screen of their mind, the negative memories, instead of quickly changing the channel, they go pull up a chair, so to speak, get a bag of popcorn, watch it for the next 15 minutes. The scripture says, think on things that are pure, things that are wholesome, things that are of a good report. If you're going to keep moving forward,